What's up, guys? Welcome back to Range Logic. Today, we have a beautiful day out. What better way to spend a beautiful day than to shoot a bunch of guns? So, we have the newest addition to the Range Logic family, the 9mm KRISS Vector Gen 3. So this gun, chambered in 9mm, has a special recoil pattern. So instead of the bolt traveling straight rearward, it actually travels down inside of this first module here. We'll disassemble this a little bit later in the video, and I'll show you guys a little bit more about that. But I purchased this because I was looking for something in a 9mm that could work for a truck gun. And you'll see from some of the clips in this video, it works exceptionally well inside of tight spaces. You can shoot this with it folded as well as open. This is the pistol version. So this is the pistol brace that I picked up. This is from A3 Industries. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested in any of this. It just connects to the 1913 rail on the backside, and it's universal. You can fold it either direction if you want. You just got to flip the housing itself. So the brace itself is real nice. It's super sturdy, all made out of aluminum. I really like that. I did add some tape on the back here and some to the grip just because I wanted to. I've never picked up any of that goon tape and stuff, so I tried. The black tape is goon tape. The white is just hockey tape. So we're going to kind of see how they wear and see if it's worth the couple extra bucks for the goon tape. To me, it is glorified hockey tape. I don't see any difference to it like right now, but we'll see how it wears, see if it leaves any sticky residue on the metal and the grip here. And that would kind of maybe sway you one way or the other. So moving forward, the Vector comes stock with flip up front and rear sights, or front and rear sights. They're real nice. They click very well. I really like them a lot. And then I put my Vortex AMG UH1 on the top there. I wanted to go with a holographic. I was debating between this and an EOTech. I had this. I don't have an extra EOTech. So the decision was made pretty easily. But now that it's on there, I kind of like the profile view of it a lot with the kind of squared off, angled forward a little bit. I like that. So we might end up just leaving this on here. So let's get a couple rounds down range and then we'll keep talking. So another huge benefit of the Vector itself, a lot of other PCCs do this as well, but it does take Glock mags. So mine came with a 40 round KRISS Vector extended Glock mag, but obviously you guys know I love Glock, so I got plenty of these 17 rounders, and it will even fit the Terran extended. So it looks just like that. It comes out the bottom there a little bit. So let's see what it can do. So a couple 3-round triple taps there for you. I'm by no means an expert with this. I got probably 300 rounds through it now. I shot it quite a bit when we first got it and we were setting up for the video and stuff like that. So it's super easy to get those just double taps and triple taps. The way the trigger resets is super aggressive. So it kind of, I'm going to show you guys, no magazine, gun's clear. So here's the trigger pull. Okay. And then the reset, I mean, it's super aggressive reset. And I don't think the trigger is that crazy. I don't think it is. It's a very clean. There's a little bit there, just wobble, and then wall. That's it. I would say it's probably, I don't know, it feels like a 5 to 6 pound trigger. It's not crazy. It's not crazy light, but I think what helps with those double taps is that reset. That trigger is almost pushing you back off of it. It's not, but it just, a little bit of release and that's reset and you can come back at it. It's definitely some of the fastest doubles and triples that I've been able to get. Yeah, I'm not a pro shooter by any means, but I do shoot a lot. And with the ARs, I can get good times, but this just feels easier. You know, like you could come out with less experience and shoot much faster with this. So right now we're at, just for reference, we're about 20-ish yards. Nothing crazy whatsoever, but so continuing on with this, it does have a threaded barrel. We do have a suppressor we're going to put on here in a little bit. This right here is removable, and then you can put on like an extended rail piece. Like if you had, if you wanted to put like a can permanently on it kind of thing, you could extend this rail out. It also has M-LOK slots, so you can put on flashlights and what have you all across there. So we're working on building this out still. As of right now, this is all we got. We are going to put a flashlight on this, and that might be about it, honestly. I'm trying to keep this slim, sleek, you know, truck gun style, or like backpack, you know, urban defense type of gun. So that's kind of why I'm just trying to keep it slim. I have obviously shot with the 40 round mag, but that's not going to live in it permanently. So here is, just so you guys can see, this is a stock 17 round Glock mag. So I mean, it's right there, no issue. And then the other thing, if you guys have ever picked one of these up, but Metcar makes steel Glock mags, and they work with all the pistols. They're 18 rounds, and they also work with the Vector. And honestly, I think they sit a little bit tighter. So we've been running these, all three mags, the Terran Extended, stock Glock mags, and the Metcar mags, and haven't had any issues with any of it. We've had no issues with this gun so far, and you guys know me, I keep my guns in pristine shape. So this gun will have a life of leisure and plenty of cleaning and lubricating, because that's what I do. Just kidding. This gun will probably never get cleaned. I put some lube on it when I first got it. There were some directions that said, you know, put a dab, you know, spot here, spot here, spot here. I did that and then put it together, and that's about it. We've shot a bunch suppressed, so it is dirty as hell. We're going to grab the can. We'll slap that on. We'll be right back. All right, so we got the Silencer Co. Spectre 9 on here, just a direct thread, no piston because it is a fixed barrel. So I did get the direct thread adapter, whatever. It shortened it up by a little bit there as compared to like the pistol and stuff like that. So super nice having the titanium. It offers no additional weight to the front of this. The Vector is a little heavy, especially around its midsection, but when you get this gun up, it just kind of moves around. Like it's just smooth. Like it feels very pointable. You can be very accurate and very close in. So this magazine here we got loaded up with, first 5 rounds are going to be supersonics, just traditional ammunition, 115 grain. The next 5 are going to be my subsonics, so they're 147 grain bullet. And then the third set of 5 is going to be store-bought ammunition, subsonics. I believe they're 100 and some grain. I don't know. I'll tell you guys once I get back to the box. But so we're going to go full, my subs, store-bought subs. Let's see how quiet this gun can get. And we're just going to shoot the rubber target, so there's no steel ting. Those are all supers. Here's my subs. All right, here's store-bought. So from my perspective, actually, my subs were a little bit quieter. Now, obviously, that's because I can fine-tune that charge as I'm loading them. So I load them because I don't use my subs for any kind of self-defense. So I load my subs at the bleeding edge of reliability, because if I'm coming out to shoot with a suppressor and I don't want ears on, I want that as quiet as possible. So that is actually surprising. That's cool to know. That's the first time I've tested right next to each other with both of those. So Definitely something to note, and maybe it's worth it just to continue to make my own subs and don't worry about buying them anymore because I can make them quieter. So the cool part is shooting this with it folded. Now, the folder that I got, you can get different lengths on this. This is the longest configuration. I am going to get a shorter one, not out of necessity, just because my OCD and I want this to end before the ejection port. But when I first got it, I was concerned that it would fail and stop the brass from ejecting. I haven't experienced that. It does seem to cycle just fine. Oop. Got to send the bolt home. Cycles just fine. So if you guys are worried about that from A3, this is the 8.5 inch. They make a 7.5 and a 6.5. Obviously, it has more to do with length of pull, how far away you want to be from the optic and from the gun. I do think I would like to be a little bit closer, so I'm going to go with the 1 inch shorter version of this stock. So that's kind of the basics of it. I do want to run through some time drills, some low, ready, up, first shot kind of drills. So we're going to set the camera up a little bit closer, get up closer to our rubber targets, and see what we can get as far as times go from this sweet little PCC. All right, guys, so we're here this many yards, maybe 5 or so. We're just going to do some random timed delay, low ready shots. We got our rubber target all painted up. So hopefully you guys will be able to see the shots. If not, we'll bring you guys up right at the end there. So we're just going to run through a couple of these real quick. .6. 0.58, but that was a miss. 0.63. Oh, empty. All right, try again. Let's try those doubles. 0.88. First shot was a 6.4. Whew, fastest yet. 0.69 total, 0.54 first shot, and a 1.5 split. .5 was my first shot. That was good. .47 first shot. Total time 0.62. That is pretty fast. Let me take you guys up, show you the target, just in case you can't see it. So that was that miss that I called out up on the top there. All the rest when we got in the A zone. Now, obviously, we were not super far away, so it's not like we suspected or we were going for like accuracy. More of just time, wanted to see, you know, what is the reaction time with this gun and manipulating the controls, flipping that safety on and off. So I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's, I believe it's on par with my AR. I think it's a little bit slower, but this is a little bit lighter. It's shorter. It's easier to bring up quicker. So I got another target kind of off here behind you guys. We're just going to run the rest of this mag, and we're going to go one shot with the timer. See, that one didn't even pick up the second shot. Neither did that one. Damn it. It must be when I'm turning, it's just away from the meter there. But first shot was 0.57. We got 2 A zones over on that one, and then we stayed within the A zone on that one. So I think it's pretty freaking sweet. There we go, empty mag. So the only thing that I could see being an issue with this gun, ooh, suppressor's smoking. And it's just kind of a training thing. And I see a lot of people online complaining about it, is the controls. So when your hand is up on here and you're kind of holding this, let me see if I can reposition here. get you guys on this side so I'm still pointing down range. So when your hand is on the side of this gun, you're kind of trying to find a good place to put it. So what I've come up with is here, and then I keep my thumb up forward here. Seems to kind of work the best. Obviously, you don't want to ride the bolt. You're going to have a malfunction. You could kind of C-clamp it, which wouldn't be bad for longer range shots. Like if you were reaching out, you could kind of C-clamp it. But, you know, it's designed to kind of hold in like this. But if you hold in too tight, you're going to malfunction here. The other one that you might hit is your mag release. They did recess it inside of this plastic here quite a bit. But I did, on my first couple shots, I did hit that right away. So just from, you know, inexperience with the weapon platform, you got to practice with it. You got to get to know it. So that would be the only, and I don't even want to say downside to the gun, because so far it's been nothing but enjoyable to me and has worked great. But those are some of the gripes that I hear from other people, is just ergonomics with the platform. So let's go ahead and go back to the table. We're going to go ahead and separate this, and I'll show you what the insides look like. So before we get into taking apart the gun, I just want to remind you guys, if you guys are enjoying these videos and you like the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down on the bottom. It really helps me out. Just a couple weeks ago, we were sitting around 500 subs. We are all the way to 870 some. We are well on our way to the 1,000 subs, which is a personal goal of mine. I can't believe we've gotten this close, and we're not quite to a year yet. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all that. We are also working on some other merchandise to come out soon. If you guys are interested, again, hit the subscribe, turn on the bell. I'm going to link my Instagram in the bottom of this video. You guys can follow me there too. I post some behind the scenes stuff. I don't post on there too regularly, but if you guys want to reach out to me, you can send me a message on there. The other item that I wanted to remind you guys about, in case you missed the video, we do have the Range Logic Zin tins. Hold your Zins, keep them fresh all day. Nice aluminum case. So we do have these for sale. The link will be in the description. There's a website down there, and we do have the QR code on the back that links you to the website to buy the tin itself, and also to my Instagram and my YouTube. So just something to throw out there. If you guys are interested, by all means, there's no obligation to do any of that. I'm going to continue putting out videos regardless. So just wanted to throw that guy out there. Let's get back into the Vector and see what this gun's all about. All right, so here we got the Vector setting out. So there is 3 pins on this gun, one located there, there, and there, and I have already removed them. Once those are removed, the lower part of the gun just comes apart. So it's pretty much that simple. So I wanted to show you guys, the top-down view so you could see that up close. But then this is that recoil system that I was talking about, how it goes down. You can see the large main spring in there, and then the bolt up in here. And as that travels backwards, it pivots down and then comes back up. So the bolt on this is actually surprisingly large for a 9mm. I hope you guys can see that. The sun's not blocking it, but it is surprisingly large and robust. And you can kind of see where that's going to pivot downward into that spring, which I think is pretty sweet. Like, that's a cool design. This is heavier, you know, this is pretty chunky. It's a big boy, but I think that's a sweet design. And then the upper, I mean, it's just pretty much plastic. If you're familiar, or if you've watched the video on the AUG, it reminded me a lot of that, just a plastic shell, if you will. It does have, obviously, the controls in there for the trigger and the safety and stuff like that. But it is, as you can see, in pristine, clean condition, obviously, because I keep my guns spotless. Not so much, especially if you saw that mud video recently. Those guns got their ass whooped. So yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, this is 2% of the total weight of the gun. It's nothing, but it is pretty sweet. Now, the other thing, you might be looking at this kind of wondering, being that the optic is not mounted fixed to whatever the barrel is mounted to, because the barrel and everything is down here on this chunk. So some would argue that there could be accuracy issues, because when you're mating these two up, you know, it's not a fixed, it's not a fixed location. There could be flex and movement between the upper and the lower here. So we're gonna pop this back together and then we're gonna start working our way out back and see how far we can actually go and still get rounds on target. We have this sighted in-ish at the 50 yards. We're getting reliable hits on the 4-inch steel. So for right now, I consider that good. But we're gonna load up and we're gonna walk back and see if we can get some hits at 100 yards consistently, you know, not just one and done, but see if we can get a handful of hits from 100 yards. Not to maybe dispel the myth, but that this gun is capable of engaging at 100 yards. Not to say you would want to every time, but you know, end of the world zombie apocalypse, maybe this is all you got and you got to shoot it at 100 yards. So let's load up and we'll see you guys back there at 50 yards. All right, so we're back here at 50 yards. We're gonna go ahead and shoot some of the steel. So keep your ears peeled for the ringing. So easy peasy. Let's go ahead and just move back to 100. That's not bad. I could see myself swaying on the ones that I missed. So I was missing just a little bit low as the sights were kind of tracking around. So it's definitely shootable at 100 yards. You know, I mean, is it going to be your weapon of choice? Probably not. But if it's all you had, sure, absolutely. It's definitely capable. I don't think having the barrel and the optic on a separate plane and a separate connection point really cause any issues whatsoever. Those pins hold that together really well. So let's go ahead, and I got one more thing for you guys. All right, so last thing, remember I said Vector made a 40 round 9mm mag? Here it is, 40 rounds of craziness. This is absolutely a monster, but it does fit really well with the gun. It obviously adds quite a bit of weight to it, but you got 40 rounds ready to go on tap. So our last little drill, we are going to run this mag on the steel, and then we're going to facilitate that 40 round mag reload. That's your backup. And then just have some fun with the rest of the magazine. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for subscribing and sticking with me as we have this adventure as far as making videos and shooting guns. Be sure to turn the bell on so you don't miss the next video. And don't forget, have a nice day. Just like that.